What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Dave B. Welcome to the Esoteric Hustler Academy. You already know where we break down the spiritual energies and we get right for our business, you know what I'm saying? Like I could go over the whole spiel, but at this point in time, you know what I'm saying? I know I probably got new people popping up on the channel and shit like that. So I should probably say what this is all about. But for the most part, look, it's all about getting our business straight, you know what I'm saying? But how we gonna do it, right? We gonna tap into our spiritual energies to make sure that we doing it the right way, you know what I'm saying? The right way for us, doing it God's way, doing it in a way in which we become the creators of our reality and we can set ourselves in a situation in which, you know what I'm saying, we can get, you know what I'm saying, we can not exhaust ourselves or have to sacrifice us truly being who we are, doing what we came here to do as far as a purpose, or just doing things that truly resonate with us. We don't have to sacrifice for the sake of just trying to earn material gain. We can actually set a situation where what we do is what we love, you know what I'm saying? Or who we are is the means in which we can utilize as far as to move around into this world, you know what I'm saying? And at this point, you know what I'm saying, one thing to just remember is that, you only get what you deserve, you know what I'm saying? So when you know that and you start to work, co-create, because that's really what it is. You start to co-create with the universe. You always going to be in a situation where you experience more things going in your favor rather than not. You know what I'm saying? So that's just something to keep in mind. So, for the most part, this is going to be for the full moon and shit like that. The full moon coming up. And I'm going to pull some cards at the end of this as a collective read. And of course, what I'm starting right now. So basically, from now on, through the signs, the ascendant sign, house transit readings, those are going to be for Patreon. So, you know what I'm saying? If you fuck with the content, you like the readings and shit like that, go ahead, hop over to the Patreon for the Esoteric Hustler Academy. And I'm going to be doing all the signs, ascendant signs and things of that nature. But for the most part, like I had said in the other video, or at this point, I got three main oh shit, man. My bad. I got three main channels for the most part. I got the Dave Beyond TV channel, right? So that's my main channel. That's where I do general spiritual things. I drop music there, other creative things, and just regular spiritual videos. And then there's, of course, this page. This is the business. This is where, what I'm saying, we talking more entrepreneurship. We're talking more astrology and tarot based upon business. And we, what I'm saying, we do other things as far as collaboration and things of that nature, what I'm saying, or consultations as well. And then I got the Millview Media channel, which is the media company. So that's all things media. And then I got a few other channels that I'm starting up. Of course, I got the Subcon Media channel. So if you are a part of the subconscious community, you have content and things of that nature. That is where I'm going to be reaching out to you very soon. But I don't want to get too deep into what I got going on, because this ain't about me. This is a collective reading for what's going on. But for the most part, you know what I'm saying, we're going to jump right into these transits and talk about what's going on at the time being. But yeah, I say all that just to say, you know what I'm saying, the Patreon gonna be popping. So, I'm gonna have shit like that up there. Also, along with the house transit readings, is gonna be matter of fact, I'm gonna say that for a separate video. I'm gonna make a separate video talking about what's all in the Patreon. But for the most part, if you are looking for your individual ascendant sign, house transit reading, and tarot card pool, you can go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, sign up for the Patreon. Like I said, I'm gonna keep it all, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be cool, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate everybody who already supporting and showing love, you know what I'm saying? Like, I truly appreciate it, because like I said, like, well, that kind of is a segue into the time period we're moving into as we, move into this new moon. This full moon. Basically, what's happening is, we're getting to a time where things is getting real. Things already been getting real, but right now, I feel like this moon is bringing a sense of freshness, because it is in Aries, and Aries is a very it's a very young energy, you know what I'm saying? So it's a certain pep in our step we getting, and then with all these energies going going direct, we got Mercury now going direct, and we got Jupiter going direct today. So, it's a situation in which, well, I'm looking at it right now, and it's saying it's direct right now. It's a situation where there's a lot of immature energy in the air. So immature energy is very hyperactive, very energized, very ready to get it going. But at the same time, see, it's an easy time to make a lot of mistakes. Now, of course, mistakes is okay and shit like that, but just keep in mind the moon is also transiting Chiron at this point in time. And with these direct, shout out to Burrow, you know what I'm saying? I was watching his live a little earlier. He was just explaining this as far as, when coming straight off of a retrograde, you know what I'm saying? There's still a bit of a readjustment, just like how after a full moon, you got to give it a few days for it to calm down before you really need to start doing anything. And that same thing applies for the retrograde. So for the most part, this is a time where we might get a gust of new inspiration or new ideas. But remember, we still in a full moon cycle. We moving into a waning cycle. So these new ideas, sit with them for a little bit, sit with them for a second. And this is a good time to basically, if we talking about like get on your mark, get set, go. This is like the get set. Get set. On your mark was all this energy we was already building up on. We was coming off a waxing period. So hopefully you've been planting the right seeds, getting active with what it is that you're supposed to be doing. And through that experience, you should have already been gaining a lot of wisdom and knowledge. See, and I feel like a lot of this is coming from Venus just being in Sagittarius. Love and appreciate the experiences you're going through right now. Love and appreciate a lot of the wisdom and knowledge you're getting from hands-on shit right now, because that's where it's at right now. That's where it's at right now. Right now is actually the time everybody's hands need to be dirty. Right now, if there's ever a time you need to get your hands dirty, it's right this motherfucking minute. Because see, what's going on is, with the certain energies that's going on in the sky right now, Pluto going direct, Saturn now direct, Jupiter direct. It's like these things have been in a slumber for a hot minute, right? And these are some of those planets. These are like, of course, Pluto is an outer planet, but as far as Jupiter and Saturn, these are those higher up planets that are still close to us, but that we utilize as far as trying to get a grip on what's going on in our not surroundings as far as like the third house, but what's going on as far as our experience, what we're experiencing through our surroundings, and then what we are also gaining wisdom and knowledge on to have the proper advice or mind state, or I wouldn't even say mind state, but I would say the right visualization to see something coming from a mile away, to travel a longer distance. Ninth house energy is not like third house energy where you can just look outside the window and see what's going on in your surroundings. Ninth house energy is, you've been up the street a couple times and you've had several experiences up the street. So now you can be in your house and not even be looking up the street, but you know what up the street look like, and you can kind of predict or you have a certain wisdom and knowledge on what to do and what not to do based upon what's up the street and what you've seen from up the street. Right now, apply this to your business. Right now, it's a situation where the more you're able to get your hands dirty now, when you go back into your contraction, see, because that's another thing about Jupiter, is expansion and contraction. So as you expand, right, when you come back to your contracted state, which is going to happen regardless, you actually are able to bring with you more substances to give you more insight on what to do and what not to do. Therefore, you can develop a better strategy as far as going for your goals and things of that nature. And we coming into a time where let me see, Mars is actually trining Jupiter, so this is something that we can utilize, not yet as far as like exact degrees, but for the most part, it's there. It's like, they're both in air signs. They both in, Mars is in Libra and Jupiter is in Aquarius. So for the most part, that's a trine going on, and there's still a lot of air in the sky. It's the sun is 24 degrees Libra, so keep that in mind. And basically what you want to know about that is that, so being that the sun is at the 24th degree, this puts it in the third decan. Now, if you don't know about decans, basically these are like, kind of like subgenres for a sign, So the first 10 degrees be the first decan, 0 to 10, that be that sign. I explained it in a different video, but it was kind of like I was just talking about how it's like it's like an accent. It's like a little extra seasoning, a little enhancement. And that enhancement came in the form of, so for the first 10 degrees, it's that same sign. So it's Libra energy is the emphasis. So, you're an extra Libra. And then for the 10 to 20 degrees, it'd be the next air sign, which is Aquarius. So you're more of an Aquarian, or you're a Libra with Aquarian perks, you know what I'm saying? Slight Aquarian attributes sprinkled in. And the last one, of course, is Gemini. So being that the deacon we're in is the third of Libra, that which is Gemini, this is essentially, you know, the type of Libra energy that is, it's a lot more chatty. It's a lot more chatty, but, you know, so you want to keep that in mind. You don't want to make sure you're not saying too much, but at the same time, it's a situation in which it's about communication without so much depth. It's more about communication. It's basically saying, look, at this point in time, you've done a lot of the work. You went through the retrograde. You know who you're supposed to be relating to and who you're not. So now it's about having conversations, like conversations with those individuals that you are deciding, okay, these are the people I'm supposed to be around. These are the people who I'm supposed to be communicating with and relating to. So, you know, it's that sense where, you know, these final degrees, you want to make sure that you are getting in good with your network. Because that was one of the major themes right now. And our network, the networking is not going to be like this for much longer. And so right now we might be all happy and stuff like that, that we're communicating. But when a lot of this energy gets into Scorpio, it might be a certain halt as far as the ease of communication. Because right now, you know, we this is the thing about this astrology shit, you know, it's just a tool, but we you know, don't take transits for granted. You know what I'm saying? These are energies that we can utilize and access, and when they're gone, they're gone. And then you got to wait for another transit to, or I wouldn't even say wait for another transit. You got to be willing to be able to jump to the next transit willingly or freely without having any regrets, or, you know, aka bad seeds that you've planted. And bad seeds would just be you know, sitting on your ass during this time, not communicating, or creating barriers that make it harder for you to communicate, aka hide behind ego, hide behind status, hiding behind you know, insecurities and things of that nature. Okay, just kind of talking about the square signs and shit like that. But for the most part, you know, like I said, so these last degrees of Libra, you want to make sure you are communicating, because what's going to happen is, you know, it's still going to be communication going on, because Mercury is going to go direct. And even though Mercury moves fast, Mars is still in Libra. So there's still things to be done regarding communication and relations. But what's going to happen is the sun, the focus is going to be more so on developing intimate connections. So this is not just talking relationships and sexual, of course, the business channel. So we're talking about just conversations that's happening behind closed doors. So it's going to be a situation where you're going to want to make sure who you're communicating. And that's why all this energy is important, the retrogrades and everything, because at the end of it all, it's getting us to a space where now that we're clear on who we need to be relating to, we're going to be working on getting deeper with those individuals, getting more things situated behind closed doors, or being in situations where, you know, we can, you know, whether it's from a team aspect of you trying to, you know, you with somebody else having conversations behind closed doors, or if you are kind of a one-man band. Even though at this time, you know, no one really needs to be a one-man band at this time. This time is a time for being a part of some community, some soul group, something, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, you know, if you are a person who has a business, who's more singular, then it's going to be a situation in which, you know, you'll be able to be in a situation where, you know, your focus will be on, I mean, same things. Your focus will be on the same thing, but it'll be slightly different, because it'll be more so you developing ideas on how to, you know, utilize other people's resources to gain resources. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be you trying to figure out how you can manipulate other people's resources. And I'm not saying manipulate in a good or bad way, but, you know, this could be you coming up with different strategies as far as marketing and things of that nature, or different strategies on how to reach your audience or connect to your audience more so. Because reach is more air, connecting is more water, expressing, of course, is fire, and then stabilizing, or stabilizing is earth. So that's what's going on with the sun. So, but that's not happening yet. But that is an indicator for this week, right? So this week, like we were saying about coming off the retrograde energies and then it being a full moon time, chill out this week. Not chill as in don't do nothing regarding your business, but consider things consider things twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 9 times over before you and utilize this week in a constructive way where you start to basically with yourself go through different scenarios regarding this idea that you have, right? Because chances are, if you planted the right seeds, right, you'll be able to come out of this with some kind of idea, Like I was saying, full moon in Aries, you got this new inspiration, and that's the thing. It's coming in the form of something new, but it's not yet quite ready to be birthed, But something is birthed, an idea, a vision, or something like that, and just kind of utilize this time to sit back and consider that to be the thing that you were given due to your hard work for the waxing moon. And what I mean by that is, new moons are about giving birth to something. Full moons are about accepting what has been received and taking that, and if you're going to do something, doing protection type spells, right? So protection type spells, those go in regard of taking something and holding in on it, or taking it and basically peeling the layers that no longer need to be there. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of funny. I mean, I wasn't really intending to pull nothing, but I did pull this out. You see the tree, and it's like with a tree, it's like you see all these lines. These are like the different layers and shit like that. So imagine, pulling back the bark of a tree and shit like that, and it's a situation in which, you are getting to the root of that new idea, that fresh idea, and by the time it is time to put it into action, aka when the new moon comes back around, chances are you'll be in a situation where you've released everything that was unnecessary within that substance, and you've gotten to the root of it, and now you can actually express it, participate in it freely without having any regrets or without having any oops moments. You know what I'm saying? Because when we try to initiate things during full moon times, that's when we everything loses momentum by next week. You know what I'm saying? Everything loses momentum by the next week. Most of the time, you know what I'm saying? Most of the time, there's things you can try to muscle through, but even if you muscle through, it doesn't have the same oomph that it needs, because it's just like you trying to, after you ate a big meal, that's you trying to cook something, for yourself later. It's like, or in the next minute, you know what I'm saying? It's like you're not gonna want to. You're gonna want to lay down, and so like you might start the meal thinking, yeah, I'll be hungry again, so I'll just muscle through. But at the end of it all, like you midway, you're gonna be like, God damn, why the fuck I got to wash this pan now? Like, nah, like it's too much. You know what I'm saying? You go like, damn, it's too much. So chill out, you know what I'm saying? Chill out, especially it being, like I said, moving over Chiron and shit like that. So, utilize this energy to take that idea and go through a screening process. Start to see the different mistakes in that shit. And it's going to help that it's all intuitive, you know what I'm saying? And what you want to make sure is that, hopefully you planted the good seeds. And if you did, you'll be satisfied with the energy to where you won't feel the need as far as needing to express it. You know what I'm saying? And you can kind of balance this out by utilizing the opposite energy, which is that Libra energy. And with that Libra energy, you can actually offset it by, okay, you got this idea, right? But instead of trying to express it and make it something a part of you as an individual, instead, with those people you've been connecting with, the people that is in your circle, the people that maybe communicate a little bit with them, not tell them everything, not get too chatty, but just communicate to balance and offset this full moon energy. Because the full moon energy, if you unsatisfied, is going to put you in a space where you feel like you have to express it and then be the spark of it and then be the face of it, or not so much the face, it's more so Leo, but you're going to feel like you need to express it, or you need to start it. You need to, you know what I'm saying? But it's going to be immature, you know what I'm saying? And immature in the sense of you're not going to have enough know-how, you know what I'm saying? And right now we moving into a time where it's starting to become a situation where if there is something that you're good at, right? Because that's the thing about it right now. A lot of us have a lot of things that we know we're good at, and we know at this point in time that we, for the most part, should be doing more with. We're coming into a time where, look, like I was saying earlier, these next couple weeks really need to be a get set time. You know what I'm saying? We've been getting set, but it's like really at that point now where, look, if you know you can do something and you know you ready, because there's a certain energy that some of us are in right now where we know we ready. We know we ready. Acknowledge the fact that this energy, this full moon, is a little immature in the sense of you might want to rush. You might want to rush and just do it. Just put it out. Now, that's cool and all, but like, here's the thing. It's going to really benefit you to kind of sit back and grow upon this, right? But keep that imagination. Keep that spark close. Keep that spark close. But, you know, instead of trying to muscle through it on some individual type shit, on some ram type shit, where you're now just trying to collide in order to, because you know how like Aries would be, they rather collide into something until it gives, rather than, you know what I'm saying, kind of anything else really, you know what I'm saying, because it's more of an action sign. It's immediate, so it's the type of energy that's how you're gonna want to feel, you know what I'm saying. But just kind of hold tight. Focus more so on conversations, you know what I'm saying? Have some conversations, whether with yourself or with other individuals who you know what I'm saying, who you pretty sure after this retrograde and everything that these are people that you should be communicating with, and build upon it, you know what I'm saying? Also consider who can help you with it, because that's another thing too. You might want to man it all yourself, and there might be opportunities within there to get help and support. And mainly a lot of that is coming from that Venus energy is sextiling a lot of that Libra energy, you know, so Venus is sextiling the sun right there. You know, so this is opportunities to, you know, these could be opportunities to participate in indulging, which, you know, that's on the negative end, but on the other end, it's also opportunities to gain support, you know what I'm saying. Venus aspects, a lot of times that's where support can happen. So support in our experiences based upon who we're connecting with, who we're communicating with, you know what I'm saying, or opportunity for you to see certain things that you love and appreciate and value, and kind of build upon those things, you know what I'm saying. But for the most part, like I was saying all that just to say, you know, there might be different ways in which through your connections and shit like that, you can manifest, or not manifest, because, you know, we don't, because it's a full moon, it's not, you know, you don't want to have your mind on manifest, but there's situations where if you participate your actions in a certain way, circumstances could play out where you actually gain a little more support, you know, based upon where the houses is at for you, you know what I'm saying, and what areas of life are actually sextiling. But, you know, that's something to keep in mind. So it's like, you know what I'm saying, like whenever we're going through Libra season, it's always good to kind of like slow your roll on some individual shit. You know, we always individuals, don't get that wrong, but at the same time, it's like when it comes to it, you know, when it comes to you trying to do something from an individual standpoint, really sit with it and make sure it's solid, and make sure that there weren't any instances in which, you know what I'm saying, you could have had help. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I ain't gonna say, like, all the time, like, you need help for certain things during Libra season, but there's opportunities there, too. So it depends on kind of what you're trying to build. But in all cases, teamwork make the dream work. So it's a situation where it's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? We individuals. So, yeah, we be on some individual grind. But when there's times in the sky to communicate, to collaborate, make sure you actually seeing if there was opportunities there or not. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying, you ain't got to take every opportunity, but there might be some in there that have things to help you. And I'm going through a full moon, and the full moon being in the sign of being an individual completely, you know what I'm saying? Consider, you know, with that new idea, new spark, who could possibly help you, or who you would actually assemble a team with. You know what I'm saying? This is also a time for teaming up. Like I said, as we move into that Scorpio type energy, it's going to be a time where, you know, you're going to want to have a couple people that you can communicate with behind closed doors to build upon a certain energy. You know what I'm saying? You're going to want to have somebody in your corner, you know, somebody in your corner that you can kind of connect with on a deeper level. Because, like I said, it's getting to a point now where, you know what I'm saying, things are getting real. Things are getting very serious. You know, just because, you know, things have always been serious, but we're starting to see a lot of these new policies, or we're starting to see, just maybe not the new policies yet, but we're seeing where things could potentially go wrong as far as this new world order and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And Pluto going direct. It's time. It's time. We gotta be proactive. We can't sit back and wait. They waiting for us, but you know what I'm saying, we gotta make sure that we securing ourselves. But I keep yelling. I'm pretty tired today. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, that's what's going on. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on right now. So that's something to keep in mind. But when it comes to your business, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, so it's a matter of kind of getting set and getting ready. You know what I'm saying? Getting ready, because and what you're getting ready for basically is how to structure everything and organize things. You know what I'm saying? How to structure and organize. That's what needs to be taking place right now. You know what I'm saying? And who can help with that? And then when it moves into Scorpio, it's going to be a situation where we're getting deeper with that. So it's going to be rough though. You know what I'm saying? Resources might be rough. Resources might be scarce. But right now, you know what I'm saying, getting your hands dirty can lead you to actually being in a better position by the time November roll around. Because see, I feel like around November, that's when things are actually going to get a little dicey. So right now, it's like, make those necessary sacrifices so that when November roll around and there's something else that becomes restricted or harder to get to, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like a get in while you can type energy, get in, get out type energy, where it's like right now, there's a little bit of chance to get in, especially if you ain't been getting in for a while. Now's the time to get in, and you'll at least have enough for when things is not good no more to get. And then, you know what I'm saying, you'll be in a position in which now you have at least a little leverage, aka with the universe, like with resources, as far as like having leverage enough to actually say fuck that job, or actually say, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. I got these people to work with, they already got this going on, I can apply this because I've been already in my bag with that, you know what I'm saying, type shit. So yeah, so let's go back to just these straight up transits. So you know, we got Mercury sextiling Venus as well. So communications about communications about freedom, you know what I'm saying, and what we love, appreciate, and value about freedom. Communications about you're also loving, appreciating, and valuing communication. So, opportunities to appreciate communication, or where communication could lead to you getting something pleasurable, you know what I'm saying? So as a business, you know what I'm saying, right now, like I said, communicate with your community, communicate with the people in your circle, on all levels, because with this business shit, it be levels. It be the people who also have businesses that you could potentially collaborate with, or you just want to support and show love, you know what I'm saying? And they'll show love right back. But then there's conversations you have with the people who are straight up consumers of yours, and really do fuck with your products and shit like that. Communicate with them, see how they feel about things, and see what they like, you know what I'm saying? Libra is a very one-on-one connection type of energy, and yeah, you know what I'm saying? It always will lead to a space in which, because we all want to be heard. And so when it comes to your audience and shit like that, that's one of the beautiful things about having your own business, is that you can modify the service, the customer service. So take those chances to connect with your people on a one-on-one level, on a more ground basis, and who knows what you might learn, right? And what you can maybe take with you to improve upon your business. So let's see, we got Venus also sextiling Jupiter, you know what I'm saying? So there's going to be a new love and appreciation for our experiences, you know what I'm saying? So during this time, you know what I'm saying, basically for our experiences, allow your experiences to like I was saying kind of in the beginning, like allow your experiences to take you through those situations and circumstances that actually put you in spaces to have wisdom, you know what I'm saying, about as far as like what you're going through. Because it's like right now, you know what I'm saying, and a lot of that wisdom is going to come from communication, how you're communicating. And so since Jupiter is in Aquarius, that's a fixed communication, so a lot of it's going to come from certain things, that concepts and logic that you are stubborn in, or other people's are stubborn in. So be careful, be mindful of what you're stubborn about as far as mentally, and what you know what I'm saying, and how those affect your experience. Because, of course, we know the mentality, where the mind goes, the body goes. So essentially, wherever, Mercury and Jupiter really are on that axis. That's the axis, where the mind goes, the spirit go. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, or where the spirit go, the body go type shit. But it kind of get inverted, where, you know what I'm saying, like spiritually. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna get too deep into that, but for the most part, it's like where the mind go, the body go, or AKA where the spirit go, the physical go. You know what I'm saying? And so, in a sense, wherever your mentality is built and structured around, right, fixed mentality, that is essentially gonna determine the line of events as far as experiences that you're gonna be entering in, right? Now, when it comes to your network and who you're communicating with, keep all these different things in mind. You know what I'm saying? Because we've been dealing with a lot of air. So all this air has been putting a lot of things on our mind. So it might be even hard to think clearly right now. But if there's ever a time to think clearly, right now is the time. There's a lot of logic in the sky that we can utilize to our advantage. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of this logic, like I said, start to pinpoint the different things that you're stubborn on mentally. And or if you keep having the same conversations, like even if it's with different people, there might be a conversation theme that is so just, it keeps coming up. It's a reoccurring theme. Every time, it don't matter who I'm talking about, we stay talking about this. Pay attention to that, because those right there is certain wisdom and knowledge in there that you must be supposed to be paying attention to and learning before you can get on to the next topic. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a lot of times how it be happening. Cycles happen in a way to make themselves aware. And until you become aware of that, you won't be able to actually get to the next point. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And for the most part, we also have Venus sextiling Saturn. So appreciating reality. You know what I'm saying? Appreciating reality. So appreciate some of these hard times right now. Because for the most part, you know what I'm saying, like, these times right now is very constructive. You know what I'm saying? A lot of hard work now is going to pay off later. And like I said, you know what I'm saying, the getting is good right now. So it's like, you want to make sure you putting your best foot forward as far as structure and actually transforming these things, man. Like Pluto direct now, like you cannot play. Because I already feel it in a way where it's like, yeah, a lot of this shit right now is frustrating and it might be hard to get to. But for the most part, the better you actually can get to it, the better situation you create for yourself later, in which you'll actually be able to reap those benefits that come with Saturn. You know what I'm saying? That come with, and that's what we're all trying to get at right now. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point right now. We all trying to get stable and situated. But that's the thing right now. If you wait, right, all those things that you was waiting on to sweep, you know what I'm saying, are also going to be swept under the rug. Like, it's almost like the things that is available now that you might be thinking is going to be always available, these things are going to be swept under the rug. You know what I'm saying? So whatever business that you have, it's more so about organizing. You know what I'm saying? I was saying in a different clip, talking about, business being about systems and shit like that. So right now, that's something to consider, is just like, setting up better systems for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that in the long run, it'll save you tremendous time. You know what I'm saying? It'll save you tremendous time just setting up, organizing, even down, because it starts with the simple shit, like organizing your week. You know what I'm saying? Like we about to move into Monday, right? This will probably drop Monday morning or afternoon. And so basically it's like moving into the week. You know what I'm saying, on that Sunday, you know what I'm saying, or planning out your week as far as knowing what you need to get done. You know what I'm saying? And like, as far as how you go about organizing yourself, that's up to you. But for the most part, starting to make certain lists, writing shit down, all this air in the sky, look, we're gonna have to write shit down. You know what I'm saying? That's how I had to tell myself, let me write something down, because I keep walking around here trying to do everything and stay, you know what I'm saying, keep everything. It's like, man, I need to write something down. You know what I'm saying? That way I can keep a reference of it. Because, the thing about systems, and this is the whole point, the thing about it is, as whatever idea we have, right? That is the seed of our business. Because every business starts with an idea, a problem, and a solution, and a potential outcome, right? That becomes the building block that you then build your business up from. The thing about it, right, that you got to keep in mind is with the idea, what you're doing is, as a spirit, that idea and imagination, it's like, in order to will it into existence, you have to basically circle the block. You got to circle the block in order to manifest it into reality. You know what I'm saying? Spiral, Fibonacci, all that bullshit. You have to circle the block. AKA, you have an idea and you revisit that idea and that image so much as with it, and through every time you revisit it, you develop a certain, you develop fluids. Those fluids is like water. You know what I'm saying? That water makes things dense, heavy, and real. You know what I'm saying? Or first it makes it dense, heavy, it makes it heavy. It makes it heavy enough to matter. And once it matters, it literally manifests itself into matter, and shit like that. So, you know, but the thing about it is, and why schedules and things of that nature rule that energy, is because Earth remembers. See, water holds memory, but Earth actually molds and keeps shape. That's why water and Earth is in a relationship together, you know, as far as opportunities, sextiles, and also oppositions, but that can be balanced. You feel me? And oppositions really ain't even bad. Like, it's actually the squares. It's actually the squares that be good as far as learning, and the oppositions that work in our favor as well, as far as balancing, because everything is about balance. You know what I'm saying? Like, from the general principle of just yin and yang, like everything is really about balance. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole different conversation. But for the most part, yeah, that's the thing about it. Water holds memory, but you know, a water sign might not remember what it was as far as the physical thing that was going on, as far as that needed to be remembered. AKA, you want a water sign to well, you know, it's just mainly talking about Pisces, but you want to, you know, remember what you said. They might not know what you said, but they know how it felt, so they hold memory. But the Earth gonna know. The Earth gonna have the receipts for it. The Earth gonna know exactly what it was, so that it can actually be logically disputed. But they might not feel it. They may not feel it. They might not care to remember certain things. But what they do remember, they hold the mold of it. So, but I say all that to say, you know what I'm saying, because that's more so on a personal relationship like matter. But when it comes to business, is that, you know, that imagination is like that water. But what you want to do as a business, you want it to be stabilized. You want it to be something that can be remembered and stand on its own. You want it to be something that can accumulate, right? Well, that imagination is just this fluid. A fluid, if I pour this water on this desk, it's just going to scatter everywhere. The Earth is what creates the mold in which now that water can live within. So as you revisit that imagination, what it is every time you revisit it, you have a new sense of structure that you can apply to it, as far as a new form of logical practicality that you can now utilize to create the mold. But you have to keep coming back to that imagination. You have to keep spiraling around that imagination. So, you know, it's a matter of remembrance. You know what I'm saying? Remembering what we was getting at, remembering that, and keeping that image alive long enough to create the structure behind it, the block. You know what I'm saying? And the block is of course the idea, that the problem, and then how to solve that problem, and then the potential outcome as far as how far we can actually go with that. And that's the part of it that keeps it alive. You know what I'm saying? That's the part of it that actually makes it a four, aka makes it a oversoul type situation, where now you can take control and move that image through space and time, because the four is like the far, it's kind of like the alien energy, where now you have the surrounding, and that surrounding is a world and an ecosystem of itself, aka your business as it functions. But then how far that can go and how it can actually reach the minds of others how far it can go, aka how it can actually how well it can exist in the minds of others. You know what I'm saying? Like 4 is a very constructive type energy, but I don't know why I just went off on the numbers and shit, but I guess all that shit is actually important because that's what's going on right now. So, you know, the air right now is preparing us. You know what I'm saying? We ain't even dealing with a lot of earth in the air, but the earth we are dealing with is dealing with transformation. It's dealing with uniqueness. It's dealing with change and rebellion. You know what I'm saying? So it's important for us to keep that in mind. While this air is going on, you know, it's kind of us getting partners and getting people to get involved with us building. You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately that's what we getting at. We, you know what I'm saying? As entrepreneurs, that's kind of where we're at right now. Even though there's not a lot of earth in the sky, we're using all the elements in the sky to help us build something that can sustain us well enough in these upcoming times, because we know the type of times we heading in is something where, look, stability, you know what I'm saying, and we moving into a survival of the fittest time, and we're gonna start seeing a glimpse of that in November. Probably mid to late November, you know what I'm saying, during the transition of Scorpio to Sagittarius season. We probably gonna start seeing a lot of that, just because the resources that are available now are not gonna be available later on as we go deeper into the fall and the winter. So, but it always looked good in Libra season. That's the thing about Libra season that get tricky. See, and they kind of set it up like that where, you know, if you not really spiritual, you just kind of following holidays, right? You thinking, okay, well, it's about to be Halloween, and what do people always say? Halloween, close my eyes, then it's Christmas, and then it's New Year's type shit. And all of that is a psychological trick that people do on themselves, in which they actually they basically sacrifice their time in order to worship these different holidays that people, you know, wait all year to get to. But these holidays, of course, we know the origin of these holidays as far as, but we don't even got to get into that on this channel. But it's like on a spiritual aspect, all it is a distraction to put you in a situation or a mind state where you're blindly just going along with the holidays, in which they create the image for you to think that these holidays are an extreme burst of pleasure. Like they want you to think of holidays as orgasms. And so, you know, think about that. Think about what happens during the holiday season in general. You're exhausted simply because of how much energy you have to exert to be around different people, to just be in the spirit of whatever holiday, whatever holy day y'all are celebrating. That shit takes away from whatever holiday you supposed to be constructing for yourself, aka creating a start date for your business that you can come back around, like we was just talking about, willing something into existence. That way, when you come back around to that, it has a solar return to that business. It can be celebrated, or you know what I'm saying, and it get crazy even down to minute weeks and times and transits. Moon day, your business got a moon day. We gonna get into that though. We gonna get into that. That's something else. But for the most part, you know, just to kind of keep it back on par, you know what I'm saying? I know I'm about like 43 minutes in, so we're going to go back, talk about the rest of these transits. So for the most part, we got Sun in conjunct Neptune, so how we see things might not really make a lot of sense with how we see in our dreams, but that ain't necessarily a bad thing, you know what I'm saying? Of course, this energy going past eventually, but what we're doing with our dream is, through the misunderstanding, we're trying to gain understanding. So, you know what I'm saying, don't hurt yourself trying to gain understanding about your dream. Just accept those pieces of your dream that don't make sense, and work on ways in which you can at least create logical pathways in which that thing about your dream, because what it really is, in conjunctions aren't nothing you need to stress about. They misunderstandings. Not everything is meant to be understood, but for the most part, whenever there's a misunderstanding, there's opportunity to gain understanding based upon acknowledging two things just being in two different spaces, aka I think what I think and you think what you think, and we just gonna have to agree to disagree and go up our way. Or it's a situation where through a communication or through a small fix, we can actually gain understanding for both of our perspectives and actually utilize something beneficial for both of us. So that's kind of how it is with how we see things in our dreams. You know, our dream teamwork make the dream work. So there might have been certain things that you couldn't do as an individual that now, you know, there might be opportunities to gain understanding based upon somebody else being in your life or your circle, your social circle or network that you can communicate to, and now they can provide you with something to help you out. Sun trining Jupiter. So, you know, having the gift to see our experiences for what they are. And now with Jupiter going direct, that's what this energy going to be about for after this full moon. You know what I'm saying? Really take time to just get wisdom and knowledge first. Be wise about your next move. Because one thing about this time too, it's okay to make mistakes. But right now, it's like we got to get our hands dirty. But at the same time, you want to be very serious about how you move, very mindful about how you move. And the reason is because Sun also trining Saturn. So even though Saturn is more like an earlier degree and the Sun is like a later degree in the air, but it's still dealing with air. It's like there's an air of seriousness in the air. There's an air of seriousness in the air, but real shit. And also the Sun is squaring Pluto. So with Sun square Pluto, this is really where it's at, where like we're learning through this transformation, learning how to see the transformation. So, you know, there's ever, you know what I'm saying, start taking your shit seriously. Like, especially if you are a person who is a creator first before you're an entrepreneur, because there's a difference. There's a difference between people who are truly, and I'm not saying like it's better than anything. It's just different spaces that people be in. There's difference between someone who's an entrepreneur, someone who's a creative, or a creator, I say, aka they do a bunch of different things, versus someone who's strictly an artist, now trying to get their business right. You know what I'm saying? All y'all in different spaces. And, you know, one thing about this channel and what I like to do is acknowledge that and give y'all each what y'all need in order to succeed. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it's about. But it's a difference. So if you are an artist, you know, now's the time to really get serious about how you finna monetize your brand. And if you need help, email me. You know what I'm saying? Email me, esoterichustle108@gmail.com. Because real shit is very, I'm not gonna say it's simple, you know what I'm saying, but it's a lot of opportunities everywhere, especially now in the age we in. And it just come down to you might not be able to see it based upon the space you in. Me, I always had to be a creator and a distributor. I always had to be a jack of all trades. I always had to be a person who, you know what I'm saying, like I said, from beginning to end, as far as from the seed itself to planting the seed, to growing the seed, to being the one who actually consumed the fruit and put it on the market. Like, I had to know how to do all aspects of that. That's just my path. My path led me to learn a lot of different things early on based upon trial and error and physically getting my hands dirty. So when it comes to this shit, I know a few things. But like I said, with the spiritual, it's still spiritual too. So a lot of these things that I'll be saying, it be things that you probably already knew. And it also be things that you just had to, you know, it's just about coming to a creative consensus as far as your energy and how you best need to go about doing it. But yeah, that in and of itself. But for the most part, like I said, Sun squaring Pluto, you know, learning how to deal with these transformations, learning how to act through these transformations, also learning how to act, get your act right. You know what I'm saying? Right now, it's an act right time, you know. But, you know, the better you can do that when the Sun move into Scorpio, it's on and popping. You're going to have the opportunity, you know what I'm saying? But you don't want to have that opportunity to get that opportunity to really get something snatched away from you. But, yeah, it's going to be a real Pluto-y Scorpio season, you know what I'm saying? But Scorpio season is going to be fun. Like, I feel like it's fun in the sense of it's going to be a lot of strategy going on. You know, of course, that could go negative. That can go south real quick. But for business, it's going to be a lot of things going on. You just want to make sure you position yourself right. And that's what this right here is all about. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. We got Mars in conjunct Neptune. So yeah, our dreams right now is going through just a very big misunderstanding. But all that going to be cleared up by the time the Sun get into Scorpio. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's going to be by the end of this week and things of that nature. And then The sun trining Jupiter. Oh, I already said that. Yeah, so that's about all the transits and shit like that for the most part. Let me see if there's any more. Yeah, Mars going to in a day. Um, yeah, in about a day, Mars is gonna trine Jupiter. So, you know what I'm saying, passionate experiences or the gift to be passionate about experience. We might get angry at certain things. You know, try not to get too frustrated within your experiences, especially it's gonna be full moon time. So, you know, it's gonna be Mars gonna be opposite the moon, and it's going to be trining Jupiter. So, you know, there could be wisdom and passion. There could be a lot of wisdom and passion, but this is why I was saying about that immaturity energy, where, you know, don't let that passion blindly lead you to doing something that you might regret later on, or lead you into a space in which now you burning a bridge when this is not the time to burn a bridge. You know what I'm saying? That's an immediate mistake. So, you know, I feel like even though Mars ain't in retrograde, because it's in a kind of a fallen state and opposite Chiron, you know, we kind of been actually tiptoeing with our passions anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, continue to be careful about what you get angry about. But although there will be the gift of wisdom and knowledge off the things that frustrate you, you know what I'm saying? But it's just about how you react to it and not allowing it to consume you or blind you to where now you making careless mistakes. It's different to make a mistake that you meant to make on purpose. Like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody's pissing you off. You had to fight fire with fire. Maybe it was a mistake after the fact, but you intended to do what you did. And you really probably don't even regret it. But versus you let somebody get under your skin and you didn't even, in the moment, it wasn't even no intention behind it. You just exploded. And so it was just, you know what I'm saying, a wasted expression. Ain't nothing wasted out here, so I don't even want to say that. But for the most part, yeah, Mars is also going to have to it's going to be squaring Pluto. So transforming our past. So like I said, Mars ain't going through a retrograde, but when it comes to our passions, it damn well might as well be. Mars going through it hard. So when it comes to our passions, yeah, we're going to have to learn how to transform it already. We already should have been doing that. But right now, yeah, that's going to happen in about 5 days. But you can start right now because they already in the right spaces for this to occur. For the most part, yeah, you want to make sure you learning about your passions and see it's going to be the type of square where, you know, it's dealing with Capricorn and it's dealing with Libra. So part of it is about status, and how your passions, how you can transform your passions to fit your status or vice versa. Also, it's going to be about networking, relating your passions. So the passions is already on the side of Libra, but it's about structuring it and making it a part of your status, or whether it needs to be a part of your status or not. There's something in your passions that don't coincide with your status, which is the reason why you're not able to build or go nowhere as far as point A to point B when it comes to your passions, or why you find it difficult. So keep that in mind. And then last but not least, I be tripping, talking fast. Venus going to be in conjunct Uranus. So it might be a little difficult, or you might misunderstand how to appreciate your uniqueness. And right now, like I've been saying this, uniqueness is your greatest resources right now. So the more unique, the better. You know what I'm saying? The more unique, the better. And Libra giving you all the sauce on how to make that shit relatable. And basically you want to make sure you put in that work now, because when the sun and everything get into when the sun and everything get into Scorpio, uniqueness is going to be in 100. Yeah, it's going to be kind of I don't know for uniqueness, you know what I'm saying, because the sun, Uranus is going to be 180 degrees from the sun, Mars, but we'll deal with that later, you know. So for right now, I'm going to pull the 4 cards, and this is just for the full moon, you know what I'm saying. I am going to go in and maybe and talk about kind of like do a weekly transit thing again, you know what I'm saying, because I like those. So I'm probably going to do that as well. But I just wanted to get this in for the full moon so y'all kind of know how to prepare yourselves. Like I said, for the most part, you know, you want to make sure you are stabilizing yourself. You know what I'm saying? Stabilizing yourself. Calm down. Don't move too fast. You know what I'm saying? Moon going to make you want to move very fast, but that's going to lead you right to a catastrophic moment. slow your roll. You know what I'm saying? Slow your roll. Like I said, Mars ain't in retrograde, but it damn well might as well be, just based upon the different alignments it's going through. You know what I'm saying? And you know, the moon opposite Mars ain't gonna make it no better. You know, so don't water out your passions, but understand that your passion need to be transformed before you do anything. And you know what I'm saying, giving yourself at least a week, or just like I said, you might as well wait till the new moon, but at least a week to die down and then start to resituate. You know what I'm saying? But throughout it all, you could still be, see, that's the thing too. I don't want it to be the misconception that you just sit on your ass during the time. Nah, it's like you play with different ideas and you do what you do. You set up your job. You know what I'm saying? You create the content and still put it out. But as far as those new things on your mind, because you probably got a new spark. But the spark ain't a new moon spark. It's a spark as far as an accumulation. You got to know the difference. A spark after an accumulation is something you need to sit on and let digest. That's what it is. Let digest, rather than a new moon you get as a spark on a new moon. That's something that it's an idea and vision that needs to be put out in order to accumulate. See, that's what people don't be understanding about the moon magic. During the new moon, you already put out an energy as if you were to think of an empty balloon, right? Let's say you just open the empty balloon, and the experience of you going through the waxing is you blowing that balloon up, right? But let's say you blew that balloon up and it turned into food. Just follow my imagination real quick. You blew that balloon up and it turned into food. It turned into a big ass burger. You take that burger and you ate it. You ate it. Now you nourished yourself with everything that you created. It's a full moon. You got to sit on that. You got to let that digest before you know what those nutrients is teaching you, before you know what to do with that energy, before you can harness energy. That's the thing about it. You eat food, you don't immediately get the energy right after. It has to digest into your body first in order to be anything useful. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's going on. So now we're going to pull the cards. You already know how we do this 4-card spread: idea, problem, solution, and the conclusion, or also known as second house. We're going to talk about what we need to be valuing at the moment and the circumstance that we've stabilized ourselves in. We're going to talk about what we need to, the sixth house, what we need to principle, what we need to organize or criticize in order to derive better results for ourselves, right? And then we're going to talk about what to take action on, aka the Capricorn type shit, what to initiate as far as a new sense of practicality in order to get from point A to point B more efficiently, aka a solution for ourselves. And then we're gonna talk about an overall conclusion, just putting it all together and saying, okay, well, this is what's going on. So let's start with number two. What's good, man? What's good? Already got one. Got two, actually. Got two. So right here, a starting point, Ace of Fire. So this is kind of talking about a starting point as far as an imagination, right? So this is also like your imagination, so your creativity, your creative vision. You got a vision right now, and then you also had the J pop out, right? The J jackpot of Earth. And basically with this energy, it's a situation where this J plays out in the sense of like Virgo type energy, where you also got a jackpot of practicality. So it's almost like you got this imagination and you got a bunch of tools. This coming probably from that full moon. This is the situation you circumstance yourself in. So it's like collectively, we all got some kind of spark going on, a starting point as far as a vision or imagination, and we got enough practical information to make something out of this. But the thing about it is, we might not know what to do with this. We might not know how to handle this. We might not know what this is all about or how it can actually, like, we got some ideas and we trying to switch things around and see if they work. But you know, so these are the things we need to be valuing right now. Value your spark and value your sense right now. Hopefully you've been playing good season. You actually making sense, right? If you've been participating in the world and like putting your stuff out and allowing yourself to kind of push the limits as far as your comfort zone, you should know if you're making sense right now, because there'll be people in your surroundings kind of like agreeing with that, going along with that, and nodding their head. Even if they don't get it, even if they're not trying to help, even if they're not showing love and support, you know, that's the thing about expressing yourself, and why you got to participate in the energy, especially as an entrepreneur, because we sit back and we have all these imaginations, and we come up with a lot of great ideas. But the thing about it is, you don't know if they work, right? You won't know ever until you put it out. And that's the thing about it. You got to get out there and put it out, because if you don't, you won't even have the proper substances to know if it's actually something worth continuing with. And that's the whole point of it all. So that's what's going on with that. You know what I'm saying? So these are the things we need to appreciate and value. I kind of want to hurry up because I don't want to run out of stories and shit like that. So we're going to talk about what we need to organize and criticize in order to harness better results, or garner better. Fuck the words, you know what I'm saying? But get better results. Sometimes I like to practice different words. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm an Aquarius Mercury, so I be like, certain words are unique. There's certain words that take you to a certain space, you feel me? But I don't want to get too lost into that. We talking about the 6. But we need to organize, when we need to criticize and shit like that, yeah.